Hi, today I'm going to briefly introduce the Digital Narrative Template, which is a Flash-based template that you can use to create digital, interactive, multimedia narratives. This template allows you to create narratives that include things like pictures, animations, audio, even video, as well as incorporating multiple choice questions that provide feedback automatically to students who are reading the narrative. Let me show you a quick example of something I've created with the template. Here we have the Adventures of Seelway, and on page 1 we've just got some text and an image. If we click on page 2, we'll then see an animation and some audio. You'll also see this plus sign here. If we mouse over that, it says click here for more info, and that links us to another page where we've got an image and some text. Back to page 2, then on to page 3. Another image here, and she says she likes living in Australia, but it hasn't always been a bed of roses. The question takes us to a question slide where it asks about that phrase, bed of roses. What does that mean? If you click on the wrong answer, you'll see a cross, and if you click on the right answer, you'll see a tick. So a little bit of interaction for the readers there. Page 4 has a word highlighted in green, and there's a little icon of a dictionary, a man looking at a dictionary. When you mouse over that, it says defines the green word, and here it is. Here's the definition. So these things are all set up for you to use, and you just basically plonk in the content. It's all set up, these pages, word, definition, example, and it basically says type your text in here, and that's all you need to do. So you can create a story, a narrative on any subject you like, and it's set up for you. So let's have a look at how it works. First of all, download the template here. When you've downloaded it, make a copy of it and name it whatever story you like, whatever your topic or your story or your narrative is. Then open it in Flash. When you do, it'll look something like this. Okay, now at this point I'll just say quickly, you'll need Flash to edit this, but for the students who are viewing it, they don't need Flash, they just need Flash Player, which most modern computers have, and it can be played for the students in a number of ways: on the internet, as a standalone file, within PowerPoint or Smart Notebook. So there's a variety of ways you can show the finished product to your students. Now, looking at it, I just want to briefly introduce this concept of the stage. This black box is the stage, and anything here is visible in your final production. I'm just going to move up here now to show you what's off the stage. There's a whole bunch of icons off the stage, and later on I'm going to explain how you just drag these onto the stage when you want to use them. Now, down below the stage, we've got our timeline. As you can see, we're in frame 1 now. Okay, and this red box is our scrub head. Now I might just move the stage down a bit so you can see page 1 is right up there next to the timeline. If I move this scrub head along, you'll see page 1 changes. So I'll move it along and you can see it changes, and we're on page 5 now. Okay, and basically what you need to do is put in your content and then move your scrub head along to the next frame, or the next frame when you're finished. So I'm just going to click and insert some text. Okay, so I've said this is the text for page 1. Now I'm going to move my scrub head along to page 2, and I'm going to say this is the text for page 2. Then I'm going to move my scrub head one more to page 3, and I'm going to say this is the end of this episode. Now, because this is the end, this is the only one that's a little bit different, we don't want students to be able to click on this button and move to page 4, because there's going to be no text there. Students will come to page 4 and they'll see insert text here, and that's not what you want them to see. So when you get to the end of your story, simply go up to your selection tool, then go down to this forward arrow and move it way up above the stage. Now, the only thing that's missing is a title now. In any keyframe you can click on the title because the title stays throughout all keyframes. So it doesn't matter if you're in frame 1 or frame 10. I'm going to go back to frame 1 and I'm going to type my test story. Done. There you go, you've just created your first narrative, and I'm going to show you how to publish it now. Now remember, when you opened this file, there was nothing else in the folder. Have a look. It was just this FLA file. When the kids view it, they won't view that. So what you need to do is you need to publish your file. And the way you publish is very easy. You go to File, and then down to Publish. And there's even a shortcut, Alt-Shift-F12. So once I press Publish, you'll notice there's now a few other files in the folder here. Now you can view your story by clicking on this flash, these SWF, and there we go. There's our story, and the students can navigate through it. Now, I'm not going to talk about images in this video. I'll do another video for importing images and doing questions and other things like that. This is just a very brief intro to the template to get you started. I might just say one more thing. When you want to publish this, like I said, you can put it into PowerPoint. If you've, I think from 2010 onwards, you can put SWFs in. You can also put it into Smart Notebook. You can give it to the kids just like that, or you can give them this, which is a HTML file. If you give them the HTML file, just make sure you give them these other couple files as well. Just copy them all and give them to the kids, because if you give them the HTML file on its own, it won't work. That's about it for this first introduction. There'll be some more videos soon. I hope you enjoy having a play with it, and I'll get back to you shortly.